What is going on, everyone? Thrift Barringer here with Richard Holdridge. We're live from Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC. It's the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. And, man, we do this every single month. We enjoy being here. Thank you to everyone at Glynn Smith for being so hospitable. Thank you to Jerry Potter for help organize this. And we got a great show in store for you today, don't we, Richard?
Yes, we do. I'm excited to be back in the showroom here at Glynn Smith Chevrolet, where they say, get ready to smile.
And we are smiling indeed. They got great deals. Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC sells and service parts right here off exit 62 off Highway I-85. We are hammering down high prices again this month, and they got giant inventory, over 500 new and used cars on the lot right now. Chevrolet and GMC truck and SUV headquarters. You can go online and check out all their inventory at glynnsmith.com. That is glynnsmith.com. You can know what you want before you even get here. And then when you leave, get ready to smile.
That's right.
That we also presented by Glynn Smith's Buffalo Rock Pepsi, Kinetic Credit Union, and Gordy Eye Care. Also, thank you to Alabama Power. We got a great show in store for you today, as we are going to have on here in just a moment, live from the Acadome, as the Central Red Devils and Lady Red Devils take down Auburn in the Elite Eight. For the boys, that was expected, Central to win. For the girls, the Central Lady Red Devils were 0-3 going into this matchup against Auburn. And I guess the fourth time's a charm. Yes. And now the Lady Red Devils and Red Devils are headed to the Final Four. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring him on. It is Jack Patterson of WRBL. JP, what is up, man?
Hey, what's up and what's good, fellas?
All right, JP, go ahead and update everyone what is going on from Acadome and tell us what you think is going to happen moving forward.
So, yeah, we've got a couple of finals here from the Acadome. The Central girls and boys have punched their tickets to the 7A Final Four at the BJCC. They will play Thursday about mid-morning, mid-afternoon. Their opponents have yet to be decided in the other regionals. So once we find out who that will be, we'll know that. I think those games are being played tomorrow. So, but we do know that the Central teams, the girls, honestly came out on fire in the second half and really pulled away from the Auburn girls. It was a close game in the first half. I think the margin was maybe 2 to 4 points. And then after that, it was just an onslaught in the third quarter. Central outscored Auburn 21-11. And that honestly was the difference in the ball game. Just a really great game. Jabria Lindsay had a game to remember. 40 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists. Absolute monster performance by number 12 for the Lady Red Devils. So great game for her. And then on the boys' side, the boys' game was a rock fight all the way through the first 3 quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, Central was able to pull away. They come out with the win. I want to say that final score is 59-42. They pulled away big time in the fourth quarter, but through the first 3 quarters, it was a very, very close game. Auburn was able to slow Central down, not a lot of the run and gun that we're used to seeing from the Red Devils. And then in the fourth quarter, a couple of Auburn's best players got into foul trouble that allowed Central to be able to pick up the pace. And that was honestly the turn, the tide in the game. And they come away with a win. And now we know they're heading back to the Final Four as well. So now it's really kind of just a watch and wait to see the outcome of I want to say it's the Northeast Regional that the two teams will be matched up with in the Final Four coming up on Thursday.
I cannot wait for that, Jack. I appreciate you again coming on here live from the Acadome. That's how we do it here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. JP live in the building. I got to make mention, man, Jabria Lindsay, you've been covering sports for a while. I've been covering sports for a while, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if there's another player in the last 10 to 15 years that can come close to what Jabria Lindsay is, to put up 40 points against a top 4 team, a team you're 0-3 against. This girl is going, obviously, D1. She's being recruited by all the major universities. But you were there live for that. What was that like, seeing her take over a game? Like, very few, men or women have that capability, Jack, in that moment, in that pressurized situation, to put up 40, your best game of the year. I know all the college scouts got to be salivating.
I mean, she's built different. She really is. We've seen it through all the years. We've seen her literally grow up in front of our eyes. And she came out when Central needed them the most, and she really was a big deal. You can honestly say she may have had a hand in just about every point Central had today. either by rebounds or by assists or by scoring herself. Like, that's how much of an impact she made on this game. And then, even when, a lot of people say, when, everybody doubles up Jabria, but then Garrett Griggs came through with a few big 3-pointers in the third quarter as well. That helped extend that lead. Garrett is a 3-point sniper from out there, and she came through with a few big shots of her own. So once again, a big team effort for everybody. And now the Lady Red Devils, they're going back to Birmingham with an opportunity to make a little bit more history.
Jack, the Central boys made it to the Final Four last year. This is familiar territory for them. But what does this mean for the Central girls program led by second-year coach Regina Williams to get them to the Final Four? I mean, this has got to be special, especially doing it with a player in Jabria Lindsay who now can say that she has got a Final Four under her belt.
You got to say, Auburn had been the thorn in Central side for the better part of probably the last 3-4 years. Is that, as try as they might, they couldn't get past Auburn. So for them to be able to get past, and then it's icing on the cake that the guys were able to get there. I think this is the third straight year for the guys. So to have both Central teams going to Birmingham with an opportunity, like I said, few teams get to do this. And now you have a real chance that you're going to have the football and flag football team playing for a state championship on the same day, and then both basketball teams playing for a state championship on the same day. If they can win on Thursday, that'll be the case next Saturday in Birmingham.
Being live from the Acadome in Montgomery, home of Alabama State, boots on ground. Before we go, tell everybody how they can follow you on social media and how they can watch you on the sports tonight.
Absolutely. So we'll have full coverage from here in Montgomery coming up tonight on News 3 at 6. So you can watch that on TV. We'll have everything posted to social media coming up later tonight as well. So you'll be able to catch all the highlights, the post-game reactions, and things of interest. We got all of that coming your way coming up tonight. And then we've got more coming up tonight. We got region tournament. We got CSU. The CSU men ranked 10th in the country. So we'll have a little bit of that as well. So, of course, number one team in the land, the Auburn Tigers, playing Arkansas tonight as well. So a stacked show coming your way tonight on the Night Watch.
Jack, thank you so much for hopping on. Drive safe, and I'll see you later on, man.
Catch you later, fellas.
And that is Jack Patterson. We appreciate him for hopping on. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got more here. Coach Moore from the Columbus State Cougars, top 10 nationally ranked. Can't wait to talk to him coming up next. You're watching right now the Georgia-Alabama Sports Live Show that is presented by Glynn Smith Chevrolet and GMC. Get ready to smile. We'll be right back after this. Oh, never mind. It's working. It's because it was down. Your mic's not on.
Are you looking for a great deal on a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC full-size truck? Check them out. Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierras side by side at Glynn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. Take your choice. A brand new 2024 Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks, discounted up to $15,000 off, or 0% financing. Plus, no payments till springtime. Here at Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Georgia-Alabama Sports Live Show. Thrift, Barringer, Richard Holdridge, live from Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC. And let's go ahead and bring him on. He is the head coach of the CSU basketball program, the men's. He's been there for quite some time. He is a really good guy, an excellent coach, and he's got a top 10 team right now. Coach Moore, thank you so much again for joining the program.
Hey, thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate y'all.
Coach, you got to help us. I don't know, and I know this happened under Herbert Green, so I'm saying this knowing it happened under Herbert. But when was the last time that you can recollect that we had a top 10 team here at CSU like you do this year?
I think it was 2003, 2004, or maybe the 2004, 2005 season.
Wow.
They won a conference that year. They ended up losing in the first round of the regionals that was hosted at Columbus State. But I think that's the last time they was close to top 10.
Coach, you had a really good week. You had a makeup game. You won 3 road games last week. You got a big game against Flagler tonight. Right now, you control your own destiny in the Peach Belt Conference. Augusta has 3 losses. Even though they have the tiebreaker with you, you guys are 12-2. If you win out, you're going to win the Peach Belt Conference and host the Peach Belt Conference tournament. What have you told your guys to just get them focused to know that you guys control your own destiny?
We just talked about it in shoot around. We talked about it in practice. We talk about it in team meetings. We just gonna take every game as it come. And the main thing with our guys, we felt really slated. They picked us 5th in the preseason poll, and we knew we had everybody coming back. A lot of guys stayed here this summer, worked out. So it's just been a perfect storm for us, and we just been enjoying the ride. But we don't overlook anybody. Like you said, that road trip last week was one of the toughest of the season. We had four games in 7 days and 3 of them on the road. And our guys just, hey, they're built different this year for some reason, and we just enjoying it.
I know you are, Coach, and we're enjoying watching it, enjoying the camaraderie. I talked with Mike Peacock, who calls games with Scott Miller, former SID of CSU, and he says, man, this team, I'm telling you, they have the makeup and the ability to make a deep run. What are some of the things, Coach, that you do want to work on as you finish up, kind of like Richard said, you want to finish first in the conference, obviously, during the regular season, but things you want to make sure you can shore up as you head also not only the conference tournament play, but the NCAA tournament as well?
And we talk to our guys about it all the time. We got to get better rebounding the basketball, especially on free throw situations. We're giving up too many easy buckets. Free throw has always been a big thing, and we got something we call free throw class, where each guy comes in for 25 minutes and shoots 100 free throws. So all those little things mean a lot, and we can always get better with our execution on the offensive side of the ball. We don't want to have careless turnovers. And then our defense has been really solid. I think we're one of the top teams in the country. I think teams only shooting 31% from 3 against us. So it's one of the tops in the country. And our guys has been doing a good job being locked into the scout and making sure they know what guys can and cannot do.
Coach, Jared Adderton has had a fantastic season.
Unreal.
It seems like he is a get a bucket anytime in a clutch moment as far as on the offense. But, teams are going to figure this out, and they might end up doubling him. Who are some other players that can step up in clutch moments if Jared Adderton has a night off? Like if he just has an off night and teams are just focusing their defense on him.
If y'all been watching us all year, I'm sure y'all have. We would call Jerry Adderton Batman, but he got a Robin in Jelani James. I mean, Jelani James has had a great. Jelani James has had a great season, man. He's not just a 3-point shooter. He can drive it. He can rebound it. He's been posting very hard lately. So I think Jelani's that other guy that helps Jared out. But then you go to Wisdom Uba. He got hurt early in the year, had a terrible ankle injury, and it hobbled him for probably about 5 or 6 games. But he's found his groove. And then
I think we lost Coach Moore right there. We're waiting on him. Normally that happens when they get a phone call or something. Oh, Coach, can you hear us?
I got you. I'm sorry about that.
Go ahead.
But yeah, Roman Son is our unsung hero, man. He's been getting us in our offense and been doing a lot of things that helps us in winning basketball games.
Well, Coach, this team, when I'm watching them, and either from the streaming or being actually at the game, the guys thoroughly enjoy one another. They cheer for one another. It's like they're all in the same accord. And I'm not saying your teams in years past didn't do it, but it's just like there's something different with this team. What do you think it is that has made this team so special to be 21-3, to be nationally ranked, to have a guy that could be an All-American in Jared Adderton, all those things accumulating? What do you think the main factor is for it?
Hey, man, it's the character of these guys, man. We did a great job recruiting, make sure we got guys' backgrounds. And then we brought in some guys like a Rakeem Gary, a Harp Hunter. All those guys are just great guys. Jordan Mitchell, Messiah Jones. And we knew they could be a great mix with our returning guys. And it just has, these guys go to church together. These guys do community service together. And they do everything as a group. So if they go watch an NFL football game, the Super Bowl, all of those guys are going together. And it's just been great to see. And we as coaches don't have to do anything. They bring each other together. And I think sometimes when you got these high character guys, and one of the things I told our president, I say, when you got guys that's, our average GPA this fall semester was 3.25 with 3 or 4 guys with 4.0s, they really take everything seriously, and these guys are just really looked out for each other all year.
Coach, you got a big game tonight against Flagler University at the Lumpkin Center. And I know after you get off this interview, I know that you got to prepare your team to get ready for a big game. But what are some other big games that are coming up on the schedule? And when is going to be the Peach Belt Conference tournament?
And when will you know if you're going to host it or not?
Okay, right now we got 4 games to play, like y'all said at the beginning of the cast. We got Flagler tonight. If we take care of Flagler, we got Lander at home on Saturday, which will be another big game. Then we go to USCB, who was kind of tied for second. They kind of dropped a few games, so they moved down to third or fourth. And then we finish up on Sunday, March 2nd, against Georgia College. So right now, like y'all said, we're in the driver's seat, but we won't know anything for the next 2 or 3 games, whether we finish first. And, the main thing is just take every game as it comes. And right now, the Peach Belt tournament will start on March 6th on that Wednesday, and we will play that game at home no matter what because we'll finish in the top 4. So the top 4 seeds are host at their place, and then the final 4 teams will come to the highest seed, which would probably be us, and then we'll have the Peach Belt tournament final 4 on Friday, Saturday at the Lumpkin Center, which will probably be March 8th and 9th.
Well, Coach, we're going to be in attendance for that. We're going to be cheering you on the rest of this year. March 2nd, I plan on being in attendance for Senior Day for all these wonderful players like Adderton and stuff. And, Coach, I just want to say congratulations. You've got an incredible program, incredible team, and I honestly think this is the year that not just winning a conference championship, I think you and the team are seeing bigger goals as well. So we look forward to seeing how the rest of the season plays out.
Hey, I appreciate y'all guys, man. Thank y'all for having me, man. Go Cougars, and we're ready to play, man.
Good, Coach, good luck tonight, and
luck,
we'll
Coach.
see you later on. Oh, by the way, real quick, if you don't mind, Coach, kind of tell everyone in the community if they want to come out and watch, what time do the games start and how can they get tickets? Is it at the door? Can they do it online? Go ahead.
Hey, we got tickets at the door, which are $10. Anybody 18 and under gets in free. So all high school, middle school, rec, AAU teams come out and
Awesome.
support. You can get them online too if you go to Columbus State Athletics and go to men's basketball. The women play at 5:30. The men play at 7:30 tonight, man. We encouraging everybody to come. The last few crowds have had over 2,000 people. So
Wow.
Come on out, man. It's general admission, and you get to sit wherever you want. So if you want to sit right behind the bench, come a little early, man, and you get to see everything live.
Coach, you don't care if they jump on the bandwagon. You're going to have as many bandwagon fans if you want, man. Come and support.
Come and support. Go Cougars.
Coach, thank you so much. We'll talk to you later, man.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank y'all. Bye.
That is Coach Robert Moore. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking with, hopefully, never mind. What we're going to do is we're going to update high school basketball playoffs. Then we're going to have an interview with the new Hardaway head coach, and then we'll have Coach Matt Hauser at 2:30. Still got a great show in store for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this live from Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC. You're watching right now the Georgia-Alabama Sports Live Show that is presented by Glynn Smith Chevrolet and GMC. Get ready to smile. We'll be right back after this. Run a few commercials. Let's update some playoffs, and then we'll go into Will at 2:15.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia-Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Quinteria Perry, and this is my CVCC story. I've graduated from CVCC with my associates in medical assistant, and I received my certification from CVCC. The training that I got from CVC and being prepared to come and do clinicals helped tremendously. I started looking at scholarships, and the Ambassador Scholarship was interesting to me because you did events to earn your scholarship and you meet people. My favorite part about my job is meeting patients every day. They will crack me up every day. They make my day better. I would recommend CVCC to anyone that asks because of the scholarships, the teachers, the small stuff that you can't get at a university. They actually take the time out for each student.
Or the spring top. Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock, and their partnership with everything that we do. And without businesses like Buffalo Rock, we wouldn't be able to go cover softball, volleyball games, every type of high school sport you can think of, local college games, and professional. So thank you to those businesses that support us, and specifically Buffalo Rock. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast after a nice long day, why not enjoy it with a nice refreshing sorry? The best lemon lime soda around. Thank you to Sorry and Buffalo Rock for our partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Thrift, Barringer, Richard, Holdridge, and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome to the Campus Academy Private School, where every student is celebrated for their individuality. With personalized curriculum, students unlock their potential, growing into confident learners. At the Campus Academy, we give teachers the freedom to create dynamic classrooms where every student's voice is heard. Discover the difference. Enroll your child today and watch them thrive.
We've been muted this whole time while we're talking, so we apologize. We had some technical difficulties there. We're going to go and rehash everything we just said over again so that you can hear it, okay? Let's talk about the Central Lady Red Devils and Red Devils. Got to win today. The Red Devils were able to win by 15 over Auburn. That's their 4-0 against Auburn. They head to the Final Four, and they're going to be taking on Hoover and that's a rematch of last year's Final Four and the year before's state championship game. All right, and then what can we say about the Lady Red Devils? 0-3 against Auburn this year. Lost both times in the regular season, lost in the region championship. To come up huge against Auburn, to win by 8, what a credit to Rosetta Williams. In year 2, taking them to the Final Four for the first time in many years, has done such a fantastic job rebuilding this program. And they did it off the 40 points Jabria Lindsay had. I'm sorry, I hope, and if it's ruffles some feathers, it ruffles some feathers. Jabria Lindsay is the best women's basketball player we have in this area, and I don't think that there's
It's not close.
A close second. Now, there's a lot of great players, but
could
Jabria Lindsay is WNBA talent. To put up 40 in an Elite 8 game against a top 4 team, there's a reason why she's gotten offers from South Carolina, Auburn, UConn, and will continue to get those. She is the real deal. She's the real package. And the 40 points, her best game of her career, came in the biggest game in her career, and now takes a team to the Final Four for the first time in her career.
Yeah, and she's on the verge of getting the Central Lady Red Devils to winning a championship, which would be great. Coach Regina Williams in her second year, congratulations, getting to the Final Four, and also her teammates, getting her teammates involved, like a Danica Todd, a Garrett Griggs.
Wow,
they've been a good running mates for Jabria Lindsay. And how about this? Garrett Griggs could end up having a flag football championship and a basketball championship.
Now,
for
really the boys, they're taking on Hoover again, Richard. That's the team that's been their Achilles heel the last 2 years. Do you think this year, which in my opinion, this should be the state championship game, but it's happening a round before, do you think this is the year that they could take down, which is an undefeated, back-to-back defending Hoover basketball program?
Central played a tough schedule because they were ready for this moment. They built this team to beat Hoover. With the addition of Jaden's Ford, and you have players like Bryce Dawson and Jacoby Hill, they are ready to beat Hoover. I think that Hoover is undefeated. They're number 1 for a reason.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've played the schedule that Central has played, and I think that they finally get over the hump. They've lost to Hoover in the Final Four last year. I think they get over the hump, and they beat Hoover in the Final Four.
Now, 29-4, Richard, going in. Now, after this win, what a season for Coach Burkett and his team. Hoover, as Richard mentioned, is number 1 team. They've been the number 1 team from start to finish, 33-0. They're ranked number 6 nationally.
Wow.
Number 6 nationally. They take on a 32-1 Huntsville later today. So that is no walk in the park. And Huntsville is ranked 21st. So if you're Hoover, you're like, well, come on, man.
What gives?
What gives? You got us playing Huntsville, the number 3 team in the state, in the Elite 8. We're going to have to play Central, the number 2 team in the Final Four. It's like y'all don't want us in the state. But I think Huntsville maybe even could potentially pull off the upset. But I know Central, they want that Hoover matchup. They want to end their undefeated streak. They got one of the longest winning streaks in the country going back to last year. They're already at 33-0. They finished 30-3 last year, did Hoover. And the last time that Hoover lost was January the 19th against Thompson. So they're over a 40-game winning streak right now. Can Central do it? They got to take on Huntsville first. And we'll see about that. Now, let's talk about some of the other games because we got Will Whilden, the new head football coach for the Hardaway Hawks, coming on here in just a moment. How about Rihanna Boynton? How about A.K. Shelton and Deja Burrell and also Michaela Johnson, Julia Johnson? They made lunch meat of their opponent yesterday, Richard, who they took on.
They took on Jackson.
Jackson, from start to finish, wire to wire, dominant, won by 50. What can you say about the Hardaway Lady Hawks? They got a big win. A couple other teams that got wins included the Carver Lady Tigers. I think that was the biggest shock to go on because Carver was the 20 seed. The team they beat, Carver Atlanta, was the 13. And they not only beat them, they beat them by 30 points.
Dominated them.
Unbelievable job by Coach Anson Hunley. Columbus versus everyone, and we're showing you why this region was one of the toughest regions in the state. What can you say about the Lady Tigers and the Lady Hawks?
Very impressive road win for the Lady Tigers. Now it gets a little bit tougher in the second round because they take on Tattnall County out of Glenville. They are ranked 4th in the state for 2A teams. Hardaway just keeps on rolling. I think that they should have no problem in the second round And because they are ranked third, they are guaranteed to host an Elite Eight game, which will take place on the 25th of February if they get past their opponent in the second round.
Now, a couple of teams that came up short and their season ended last night. One of them being in an upset fashion, Harris County. The Lady Tigers, led by Coach Ramsey Dunn, had the number one seed in their region. I think had a pretty decent side of the bracket. They take on Pace Academy out of Atlanta, who was the 4 seed in their region.
Very good team.
And Harris County just couldn't hit any threes, and Pace did hit threes. I even saw them bank in one at the end of the towards the end of the game when they were up 8. Harris County was trying to make a comeback, and the Lady Tigers in what was a great seat.
Yeah, it was.
A little bit disappointing. I know for Coach Ramsey, she wanted to make it to Elite 8 Final Four run, but not able to. But great job and great year for them. But Pace Academy takes them down. Calvary goes on the road, takes on the Kings Academy in the GIAA as a Calvary, the 11 seed, Kings Academy, the 6 seed. They end up losing by double digits, but it was close all game long. They got it within 2 late in the 4th, and then they just ran out of gas. Great year for Coach Gordon's team. They finished under 500, 14-14. They're 4 wins better than they were last year in a tougher league. He's got this program heading in the right direction. So good job by them. The Spencer Lady Green Waves, they also lost last night as well, Richard.
Yeah, they lost to Thompson. Thompson was ranked 7th overall. Just did not have a favorable matchup. And Thompson looks like they're bunched in with that Josie team, with that Murray County team. Those teams that really they end up beating each other up in the regular season, and they're kind of they're like not really favored on the side of the bracket. Thompson was a much better team than the 7th overall team, and Spencer just ended up matching with them.
Yeah, exactly right. You're right. That was not a
good matchup for Spencer.
Not a favorable seed, but great job by Coach Cinch's team. Alexandria Burke, fantastic career. She's going to go on hopefully to the next level and do great things there. But Coach Cinch's team, again, finished his 4th place in the region and did a really good job being competitive all year long, and they lose in the first round of the playoffs. So Hardaway and Carver both will play again on Friday. Hardaway will host. Carver
going to be on the road.
Going to be on the road again because they're taking on, again, they were the 20 seed, so they're probably going to have to be on the road the entire way until the Final Four.
Yeah.
Hardaway will be hosting until the Final Four, so we'll be cheering them on. Again, they will be playing on Friday, Richard, and then we got a couple other teams. Central, we may mention one, but later on today, Brookstone takes on Tallulah Falls. That is an 8-9 matchup. If Brookstone wins, guess who they have to play?
Pacelli.
Here's your award for beating Tallulah Falls. You're taking on the team that's got a 37-game winning streak in Pacelli. That would happen on Saturday.
3rd time's a charm.
Also playing today, hosting a matchup, is the Carver Tigers, and they're going to be taking on
Rutland.
A Rutland team. Well, I think Carver's going to smack them. So they're going to win by 40 points. Spencer takes on Terrell. They shouldn't overlook Terrell, led by Patavia Sorrell, but I think Spencer has what it takes to get to the Elite 8. Shaw and Kendrick both on the road. Shaw going to Crisp County, and Kendrick is taking on South Atlanta. So we're going to be cheering on those teams. And again, Columbus, Chattahoochee Valley versus everyone when it comes to our local teams.
One more team that I want to make mention. Chattahoochee County is hosting Bowden.
And by the way, congratulations to Champ Simpson, Player of the Year. He won a Player of the Game. That guy, Curtis, you have done an excellent job with your son. To go from last year being off the bench guy.
Average 8 points for Carver.
And now putting up 24, and he's only a junior. The guy is very laid back. He reminds me like Kawhi Leonard. Doesn't show a lot of emotion. Doesn't need to. He is a tough guard and a fantastic year for Champ Simpson.
Yeah, we're so proud of Champ, and we got to live stream several Chattahoochee County games, including the buzzer beater in the Border Wars against Glenwood, that rivalry game against Marion County. And so, they get to host. So they're going to pack that gym down in Casita as they are hosting Bowden. I think that's going to be an exciting matchup.
All right, let's go ahead and bring on now. We're excited to bring on now the head basketball coach. And by the way, girls, the Hardaway girls will be taking on Franklin County coming up on Friday. Be hosting. Make sure to go out and show support.
Yes.
He is the new head coach of the Hardaway Hawks football program. His name is Will Whilden. Coach, if you don't mind unmuting yourself real quick, and thank you again for joining the program.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Coach, let's go ahead and get into it. what we like doing. I took this a page from Sports Visions and DJ Jones, which we're going to be having you on there as well, the morning show. We like you tell your story, man. Instead of me asking a bunch of questions, I'm just going to let you go from start to finish. What got you in your love for football, and what led you to this opportunity to now be the head coach of the Hardaway Hawks?
Well, something I've loved, since I can remember, all the way growing up, through the rec leagues here in Columbus, and then went to Glenwood for a little bit in elementary school, played for them, and then I played at Brookstone for Blair Harrison, and that was just one of the best times of my life. Great coaches, great friends, great program. Really, that's where I learned what a good program is supposed to look like, from the organization to the practices, the games, to the schedule, just everything that I knew that I wanted to do one day. And I actually got my start coaching at Calvary Christian School from 2015 to 2017 with Brian Osborne. So I started there, and then wanted to keep doing it. So I went into education and coached at Kendrick for a little bit. And I have been here. This is going to be my 5th season here at Hardaway.
Unbelievable, coach, and that is an awesome way. And I know, for one, shout out to Blair Harrison, love him. Also, shout out, because you didn't mention him, but he would kill me if I don't mention him, David Spitzmiller and Mike Peacock, 2 guys that sung your praises thoroughly. Mike Peacock, a big broadcaster and big part of Georgia Alabama Sports Live on here. David Spitzmiller, what can I say about him? He's been supporting me when I was doing streaming off my phone. That's how long he's been showing support and believing in what we're doing. But can you talk about those 2 guys and what they meant to you, and specifically David, because that guy he's mentored a lot of people, and he was super proud of you, and not only you, but also Levi Dunn, another guy you coached with, who is now the head coach at Heritage. We'll be talking to him later on this week. But we'll talk about what those guys meant to you, or anybody else that has been mentor in your life to help you cultivate who you are as a head coach.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I called David the other day, and we were just, laughing about the good old days when we were at Calvary. That was especially being my first start. Spitz was somebody that I could depend on, I could learn from, and he would tell you straight up if there was something you needed to do better, or if there was, he wouldn't hesitate to give you a hard time, but you knew it was all out of a place of love, and really, really helpful in my career, not only from, the football side of it, from scheme and things like that, but also just how to take care of people, how to look after people, how to let people know that you appreciate them, and just how to surround yourself with great people. And Levi too, Levi and I were on staff together for 2 years, I think. And it's just, it's awesome to see him getting an opportunity that he absolutely deserves. And I can't wait to see what he does with it.
Coach, you went 4-6 last year, had some close games in the beginning of the season, was on the doorstep of the playoffs. And quite frankly, I thought that Hardaway should have been that 5th team in the region, because we had a 3-7 team make the playoffs. But we know that the GHSA takes the top 4 teams. But just talk about that growth and the maturity of the team just improving and winning 4 games, going from not winning a single game the year before to improving to a 4-6 season, and the growth and maturity of your sophomore quarterback, Bobby Gary Jr.
All right. Well, the first thing that I want to say about these guys is they are absolutely resilient. There's no quit in them. And it's amazing to see the growth, not only from just, last year, but from the program as a whole, from the time that I got here to where we have built it up now, in whether we're talking about in the building or we're talking about on the field. It's just, it's amazing to see the growth. And I'm so proud to be, one, to just be a part of it, but especially to be the head coach. And I mean, you can't say enough about Bobby. Bobby is an exceptional young man. We all know what a fantastic athlete he is. And it's been a real privilege just to watch him grow. And again, not like you said, not only on the field, he's extremely resilient. Bobby, that first year we went through some tough times. We took a lot right under the chin there, but he never quit. He never quit. He comes to work every day and tries to get better, and he is doing everything that he can. think we're still muted, guys. Can't hear you. I can't hear you guys. I think you're still muted.
Oh, sorry about that, Coach. Yeah, we were definitely muted right there. Again, that's the second time I keep doing that, Coach. So, and then we're professional broadcasters too, Richard. That's the best part. Back to what I was saying, Coach. What is a Hardaway Hawk-led program under Will Whilden going to look like? What are some of the things you want to kind of implement? Coach McKenzie, who did a fantastic job these last 2 years, implemented some great things. Obviously, you saw, in my opinion, y'all were the most improved team by far out of anyone in this area. From last year's 0-10 to this year being in almost every game competitive, right there on the threshold of making the playoffs. But now it's your turn to take over. What are your visions and your principles, and what would you want this program to look like under you?
All right. Well, hats off to Coach McKenzie, and I can't say enough about Coach McKenzie. First off, for everything that he's done for me and my career, but also just as a friend, as a mentor, and I owe a lot to Coach McKenzie, and I will forever be thankful for what he did for me in my career. But as far as our program, we want to build a program that rivals anything in the city, and not just on the field, but the kind of players that we are developing. We tell our kids all the time, when you leave our program, we want you to be a better person. We want you to be better on the field. We want you to be better eventually, husbands and fathers one day. We want you to succeed in every way. So it's about the grades. It's about how you hold yourself, how you hold yourself in the community. How do you represent Hardaway as a whole?
You'll have spring practices. Is there going to be a spring game? And also, when is the timeline, and when you're going to start putting your staff together?
Well, I've already started, and thankfully, and a lot of our staff is coming back. Some fantastic guys, and I can't say enough about them, because I would not be in a successful position if it wasn't for my staff. They are a fantastic group of guys. Can't say enough about them. We are not going to have a spring game this year. We're going to spend the spring focusing on us. And a lot of that, too, is because I have tons of other athletes in other sports. And now we've got, a bunch of guys in track and guys in baseball, including our quarterback. Bobby's a great baseball player. So we're going to focus on us and what we can do. And we're going to support every other team, like you guys were talking about before. We're going to support the basketball team. We're going to support the baseball team and be for the track, and then start focusing on us.
Well, Coach, I also want to talk about the administration. You got to have good administration. I'm going to speak to my good friend Kendall Mills, who I think is one of the best daggum athletic directors out there. What does it mean to have his leadership? And Mr. McNeil, the principal, who believe in sports, who believe in giving you all the resources you need to be successful. Talk about what it's like to be under their tutelage. And I honestly think it's one of the main reasons why you wanted this job, because you knew you would have their support.
Oh, 100%. I agree. I think Coach Mills is the best athletic director in the city. And Mr. McNeil, can't say enough about him for what he's done, not only for me, but for the school as well, trying to make Hardaway the best that it can be. And it means a lot to be able to go to those guys and just, fire away any kind of questions that I have, or they seek me out and say, hey, is there anything we can help you with? It's a daily thing. They're always looking to help out, whatever they can do, whether it's answering to a question or helping me, sit down and meet with someone, or, foster relationships. I can't say enough about our administration.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you wanting to come on, man. We are looking forward to seeing how the program's going to turn out and moving forward. What's the goal for next year, Coach? I know it's your first year, but you got a lot of momentum from this past year. You return a lot of players, including your star quarterback and Bobby. I feel like playoffs is something you want to aspire for, even in your first season as being a head coach.
Absolutely. I mean, our goal is always to continue moving forward, to take the gains that we had this year and to keep building on those, to be competitive in every game and win games, and yes, and make the playoffs. That is our goal. But ultimately, just to continue building on all the success that we've had, to continue to make this place great.
Coach, there's a lot of pride that goes. And we've seen the success with the other sports. I know that the athletes, they rally around right now the girls basketball team as they're trying to make a championship run.
I mean, Coach Mills calls it college drive for a reason.
College drive, yeah, exactly. Great players like Michael Williams. He's about to get drafted in the NFL draft. I mean, really, what does it mean to be a Hardaway Hawk, to put on that red and gold and just to wear it with pride?
I mean, I can't say enough about it. I love this school. This has been my home, like I said, I'm coming up on my 5th year. And I mean, it's everything. It's not just the sports. It's everything in the building, how everyone here rallies around each other. And it really is, it is a family atmosphere. And, I can't say enough about it. Our administration, our fellow coaches, how we really do, like you guys said, we rally around each other. We're there to support everything. Doesn't matter if it's sports or something academic or whatever it is. Everyone here is proud to be a Hawk, and they wear it. And and you can see the way that we hold ourselves.
Coach, final question. What are some of the other things you do outside of football, Coach? You said you got into the teaching aspect. Are you a teacher, or do you do other things outside? What are your day-to-day duties outside of just being a football coach? Because as everyone knows, especially in Muskogee County, y'all have more responsibilities than just being a head football coach.
Yeah, I do teach here. I'm a social studies teacher. So right now I'm teaching U.S. history, and I know everybody always assumes it's either social studies or PE when it comes to a coach. But yeah, I teach social studies. I currently teach U.S. history, and I teach a personal finance and economics class. Well,
Coach, again, for joining us here today, we appreciate the time. We're looking forward to your air at Hardaway as it begins right now, and we look forward to talking to you real soon. Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll see you down the road, man.
Thank you guys so much. Go Hawks.
That is Coach Will Whilden, who I'm telling you, I like this guy's energy, passion. He's taken over a position that Coach McKenzie did not leave the cupboard very bare. There was a lot of talent there, and he knows the necessary things to do to get this program maybe to that next hump, which is back into the playoffs. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we hope to have on Coach Matt Hauser of the CSU Lady Cougars here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live from Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Be right back after this. You're watching right now the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show that is presented by Glynn Smith Chevrolet and GMC. Get ready to smile. We'll be right back after this.
I'm thirsty.
Try this.
Starry.
It's a lemon lime soda that's crisp, clear, and
so refreshing.
Bro, chill. It was a soda. Starry lemon lime soda. It's different.
Football is back, and the only thing that makes it better is some delicious food from Zaxby's. They're a proud sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And I can tell you that everyone on this team loves their chicken. Get all the favorites, such as their signature chicken sandwich, or try the new chicken finger tacos with your favorite drink. From amazing salads, wings, chicken fingers, and some of the best drinks around, there isn't a better way to enjoy our broadcast without getting some fantastic meals from Zaxby's. Check out the two here in Phoenix City, one off Crawford Road and the other on US 80. Thank you again to Zaxby's for sponsoring Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and make sure you call them for all your catering and tailgating needs this football season.
Are you looking for a great deal on a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC full-size truck? Check them out. Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierras side by side at Glynn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. Take your choice. A brand new 2024 Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks, discounted up to $15,000 off, or 0% financing. Plus, no payments till springtime. Here at Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to Georgia, Alabama Sports Live here from the Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC showroom. It's Thrift, Barringer. It's Richard Holdridge, presented by Glynn Smith. Obviously, Buffalo Rock Pepsi. Thank you to Gordy Eye Care. Also, thank you to Kinetic Credit Union, Alabama Power, Zaxby's, Terry Johnson Agency, State Farm Care of Purdue, Masterwall Incorporated, Alex Squinty Allstate Agency, and all the other sponsors that have been a part with us for this incredible ride as we continue to bring you coverage around the Chattahoochee Valley area. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring him on. Richard, I'll let you introduce our next guest.
Absolutely. Thank you, Thrift. We have the women's basketball coach of the Columbus State Lady Cougars, Coach Matt Hauser. Coach, how you been?
Good, guys.
All right, well, you're getting ready for a big game tonight. In fact, you're 3 hours away from tip-off, 5:30 at the Lumpkin Center, taking on Flagler College. Let's talk about the season so far, because right now you're 17-6 overall, 11-3 in the Peach Belt. North Georgia still is a game above you, but you've had just an incredible time at home at the Lumpkin Center, a 7-1 record, and you ride a 3-game win streak. A 3-game win streak. Just talk about the season so far, and what are the goals as you close out this regular season and getting ready for the Peach Belt Conference tournament?
Yeah. Well, I mean, always the goals is to, get that conference title and conference tournament title. So the players put that out there in the beginning of the year and, wanted to really shine. They fell short in the conference tournament championship last year. So they're still a little kind of sick to the, to their stomachs about that game. So they want to get back there. But also the main goal for this year was not only to get into the NCAA, regional, tournament, but to try to host it and be like the top 3 in the region. And as of right now, hopefully that's where we stand. But I mean, every game now going forward up into the conference tournament right now is so crucial, not only because if North Georgia, slips up one game, then we're tied for first, which is great. But again, it goes for us. We can't slip up, going into the conference tournament as well. So, but again, we've been on the road for 3 games in a row. We had to make up a Flagler game on a Monday because of the snow. So to play, 4 games in 7 days and to come away, with so many wins, I'm just, extremely proud of the girls and the way that they're resilient and just handling adversity as of right now.
Coach, as you head into the back half, the last 4 games of the season, you got Flagler, Lander, UCB, and then, of course, Georgia College. What are some of the things you really want and you've been preaching to your girls about working on improving as you head into the conference tournament to get you playing your best basketball, hopefully head into the NCAA tournament?
I don't think it's so much stuff that we work on. I mean, where we're at right now is kind of what we are defensively and offensively.
Right.
We're just dealing with injuries and sickness with the whole flu bug or whatever that's going around schools and, elementary, middle school, and high school. Our team has, been really, really hit hard, probably due to lack of rest because of all those games in a row. So in these next couple of weeks, I'm just looking forward to getting my whole team back. And when we are all together again and we're, 100%, we can be one of the scariest teams in the country. So we just need to get back our depth and we need to get back our girls. And, we have one girl that sustained a concussion during Clayton State last week. So she'll be back next week. But right now we have a couple girls out because of the flu. So we just need to get back to being 100% healthy. So hopefully we can take care of business, these next 4 games. But in our situation, the longer that we play and the more winning we do and the more, time we have to get everybody back, that's only going to be a huge benefit to us, going forward.
Coach, I want to talk about your leading scorer, Lataya Reeves, who had an incredible game against South Carolina Aiken, 26 points. She's averaging 15 a game.
Wow.
You also have Breland Snipes, the local product here from Shaw that was the Kennesaw State transfer, also averaging 15 a game. I know that she has battled injuries. And then Alana Rawls has been your double-double machine.
Yeah.
When it comes to the nucleus of this team, you think of these three players. But, Coach, is there anybody that has really stepped up in a role that you weren't expecting, that's really chipped in and helped this team win and be successful?
Yeah, I think, well, because we really, go so deep, we go a lot of 5 in, 5 out because of our defense and pressing. And so the only way you can be on the court is be productive. That doesn't have to be necessarily scoring. That's just knowing your role. If you're a rebounder, great defender, passer, whatever it may be. But Sophia Williams for us has been a huge catalyst for our team. And I think you could see across the board in stats, one game she had like 10 rebounds, 5 steals, 5 assists. I don't know how many points she has, but her tenacity on the court is just absolutely amazing. I mean, she's everywhere. So she's great in the press. She's great in transition. She's getting the ball to the scorers, the big three. She's very, very well rebounding. I mean, she's probably one of our better offensive rebounders as a guard. So she's just that energy incarnate that she brings to the table when, she comes off the bench. But the other one I would say that's standing out is Zuzana Rudenko from Poland. And she's our, senior. Every single year she's been here, she's been acclimating from Poland to the speed of the game and the physicality of the game, that we have in the States. And she's just been improving so much. And then this past year, you can see on her stat line, she's averaging, I think, 45% around, the field goal percentage, which is absolutely amazing, and almost 8 to 9 points a game. So those two have really, really stood out for us. And when Lataya, Lana, or Bria being, held or, trying to be focused on, those two have really shined and really, helped us in so many ways, on the floor. Can you repeat that? Can't hear you guys. Sorry, guys. I still can't hear you. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was.
There we go.
Sorry,
Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry about that,
Gotcha.
Coach. And I literally just asked a brilliant question, too. So I'm going to try to rephrase it again. I want to go back to those 3 girls that you made mention, your 3 leading scorers. It seems like if one's having an off night, the other 2 step up. One's getting double teamed. The other 2 are going to come through in the clutch. And, Coach, I remember talking to you 6-7 years ago about how you were going to turn this program around and what you were turning it into under your vision. And right now I'm seeing these girls literally mirror images of what you want them to be and how you want your program to be led. What can you say about them?
Yeah, the big 3, I mean, they're just tremendous. Clayton State, again, Lataya had to sit out because she wasn't feeling well. So Alana and Bree stepped their game up to, help us. Breland didn't play at USC Aiken, so Alana and Lataya really, helped out. So those 3 have been really the catalyst of buying into our culture and my system especially, and buying into it. And once you're kind of your best players buy into, anybody's system, anybody's coaching style, everybody tends to follow. So, but those 3 have really, really sent Columbus State into the national rankings, the national prominence. And now with the new girls that are coming in next year, our new recruits, they're the ones that want to be the next Alana, Lataya, Bree. They're the ones that want to set records or even break them, But it's amazing that those 3 really bought into what I was trying to, tell them, and why I wanted to coach them, and what I thought they could be, in the system and, across the nation, and seen as just these impact players day in and day out. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun. And Bree, Breland Snipes, we recruited her as a freshman. So technically, what's even scarier to think about is she was supposed to come in with Alana if she decided to come, in with Alana instead of go to Kennesaw. But for her to come back home and for her to like do what she's doing on a daily basis is just, so much fun. And it's just bringing that culture even deeper into Columbus State on how we are attacking you and how we're playing defense. And she is just so much fun to watch.
Coach, you got 4 games left. 3 of them are at home. You play Flagler tonight. You're also going to be hosting Lander this Saturday. You go on the road to South Carolina to take on South Carolina Beaufort, and then on Sunday, a rare Sunday afternoon game, it's going to be Senior Day, taking on Georgia College before the Peach Belt Conference tournament gets in. How important is it to just try to win as many games as you can and hope that North Georgia loses at least one game? Because you did split the series with North Georgia. They actually won your only home loss at the Lumpkin Center, but you beat North Georgia, and they only have 2 losses on the season.
Yeah.
So how important is it to try to at least – it looks like you're locked into the number 2 seed, but there's still a shot at getting the overall number 1 seed and hosting the Peach Belt Conference tournament.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Peach Belt is such a grind, and it's we call it the SEC of Division II, our conference, and how tough every single game is. So, I mean, we both have a long road these next 2 weeks to finish out, and for us, we're just making sure that we don't let a game slip. I mean, we don't want to let a game slip as of right now going forward for the rest of the time, but especially when we're so close to a possible chance of like sharing a, first place title or, eventually hosting if it comes to head to head. So right now it's like we're taking every game, that much more serious. And the good thing is, like you said, 3 out of the next 4 games are at home, and we're doing very, very well at home. So I think right now it's just we're taking care of Flagler today and handling that, and then we'll take care of Lander the next day. But for right now, we're just taking it one game at a time and just making sure we're playing, our best, every single day going forward.
All right, Coach, final question. This is your cry out to everyone in the community. I was just talking with Coach Moore. The attendance has been through the roof this year because both of y'all are doing so well. Talk about why it is crucial, especially if you're a young basketball player, to come and see elite high-level basketball tonight at 5:30 and 7:30 at the Lumpkin Center.
Yeah, I mean, it's always we want the community to come out and to support, especially a university in this area that there really isn't that many universities around besides Auburn being about 45 minutes away. So this is a time for, everybody here to support, especially 2 programs that are doing something special. I mean, Robert is number 10 in the country. It just came out. They're doing something ecstatic. They're number 1 in the conference. We're number 2. And we have now a chance of doing something very, very special, which hasn't been this way for a while. But both Coach Moore and myself have built these programs now up to be those type of, title contenders year in and year out. So, and what better way to spend an afternoon on 5:30 or 7:30, or especially on a Saturday, to where you can watch high caliber, athletics, live instead of watching it on TV. And especially the arena and everything that the new president and new ADs are doing, to make it that much more entertaining. I mean, we're selling alcohol in the concession stands now. I mean, there's just so many cool things that they're changing about to bring in the community and to have the fan base enjoy not only watching great basketball, but to also enjoy entertainment value alongside of it as well.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming on, man. I love you, dude. Cheering for your team, and look forward to covering you the rest of the way and hopefully make a deep NCAA tournament run, man.
Hey, that's what we want. All right. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That is Coach Matt Alter of the CSU Lady Cougars, who has done a great job. I remember his first year on the job 6-7 years ago and talking to him in his office and him giving me a layout of what he plans on doing with this. And now to see it coming to fruition, for one, it's a testament to his work ethic.
Yes.
And he's just done a great job at, embracing this community. And now he's got a team that I think is going to make a deep run. How cool is it going to be?
Oh, man.
And crossing our fingers, we can get our men's and women's hosting the conference tournament here in the Beach Belt. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Michael Woods, who, for one, love this guy to death. If you know basketball, you know Michael Woods in this area
Yes.
of Girls Inc. They have a cool Loretta Cobb Middle School All-Star game coming up here. And I'm telling you, Loretta Cobb, for one, a Hall of Famer. And I'm going to let him tell you about it right after this commercial break. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live. You're watching right now the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show that is presented by Glynn Smith Chevrolet and GMC. Get ready to smile. We'll be right back after this. All right, ready? One more, and then we'll come back. We're rocking and rolling, man. Good show. Georgia, Alabama. Sports Live will be your go-to for all your favorite high school and collegiate games this fall. From the Carver Tigers to the Columbus Blue Devils, the Harris County Tigers and Northside Patriots, the Glenwood Gators and Calvary Christian Knights, the Pacelli Vikings and Brookstone Cougars, to the Smith Station Panthers and Russell County Warriors, from CVCC, Pirates basketball and baseball, and every tournament from here to Macon. We are the #1 destination for anything happening in East Alabama and West Central Georgia. Be sure to like and follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and stay tuned for even more amazing ways we will be bringing Georgia Alabama Sports Live to you this upcoming season. We can't wait to come see you next. Welcome back, everyone, to Georgia Alabama Sports Live from Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC. So we got Robert Edmonds. We call him the commander. This guy I call the dean of basketball. It is Michael Woods of Girls Inc. joining us now. Coach Woods, what is up? Thank you again for joining the program.
Hey, man, thank y'all for having me on short notice.
No doubt about it. Anytime you text me, Coach, you know we're going to have you on, because what you do for the community, what you mean to the community, if there's ever an event you're putting on, I know it's done for the right reasons, and I'm going to always make sure that we go out and support you. But before we even talk about the Loretta Cobb All-Star Tournament, everything else you got going on, which is cool, I want you to talk about high school basketball in this area, man. Jabria Lindsay just put up 40 points and taking the Red Devils to the Final Four. How about the Hardaway Hawks, Lady Hawks, looking like they're going to make a deep run. The Carver Tigers are a team that's probably going to win a state championship. Central back in the Final Four. I mean, and then some of the teams like Northside, who your daughter coach has done a really good job rebuilding and getting them back into the playoffs. It's been a really good, fun season of high school basketball in the area. What was your overall summary of how it's going this year, man?
I think it's gone. It's headed back in the right direction. I mean, you know, me being coming from an era in coaching, my first era coaching in 2000, when I started in 2000 at Carver High School. I see the difference. I mean, the talent the talent pool was crazy back then. Now, like every night it was a rival game, and you know that's where I wanted to get back to. I want to be where everybody, when you go to a game, no matter what team you're cheering for, when you pay those $5 or $10 at the door, you're in for a great ball game, and that's what I'm trying to do here at Girls Inc. to get. Since I stopped coaching at Chat Valley, wanted to get back into the community and start building some of those younger kids up, so that all the high schools can have good teams. You know, I think that we have some dominant teams, like you said, Hardaway and Central, and you know, Jaquella's doing a good job at Northside, but she's rebuilding. And then you have Carver. You know, and even with Carver, they're not where they were in the past few years, but you know they're still one of the top teams. But just wanted to be a little bit more balanced and get more girls back to playing ball, and so that we could dominate like we did in the past.
Well, Michael, this has really been a very special year because of the new reclassifications. All those rivalries came back, like a Hardaway Columbus, Hardaway Jordan, Carver Spencer. But one actually storyline that really is captivating is the fact that it was all these Muskogee County schools versus Sumter County. We actually live streamed 6 Sumter County games. They have a talented player in Justin Scott. And I felt like Sumter County, especially going into this region tournament, was this lone school that everybody was rooting against in Columbus. But they really showed up and showed out. So just talk about those rivalries coming back, especially when it came to the region tournament play.
And I think, Richard, just like you said, I think that's important. You know, it's important for the school, the alumni, the school, the student body. It's important, man. You know, I played at Columbus High School a long time ago, and just having those student bodies be excited about high school sports and they're coming out cheering for the game. But that's the thing. Those are the things that make the rival. When you have the student bodies like the North Side. North Side has a great student bodies. I called a couple of their football games this year, and the kids stood up the entire game. That's the kind of thing that I wanted to be like. And speaking on America Sumter, man, they bring a crowd, and their crowd, man, they love their team, and that's where we got to get back here in Columbus, where everybody love their team. Alumni is going to come out and support their team. We're going to pack the gyms on Fridays and Saturday nights, and another way that'll help eliminate a lot of kids staying out of trouble too, because if they're in high school gyms watching games, they're not out there doing something crazy. So I just hope that we can get it back to where people are supporting it. Both women and men's basketball here, and I know y'all just had Coach Hauser on, just for us to be able to get in the gyms and go out and support Columbus State, in doing the things we need to do. But I think that we got, as a community, we got to do a better job at setting that foundation so that those rivals really mean something. It's a difference. Now, one of the biggest rivals that you didn't talk about used to be Columbus High and Jordan when I went to school.
Yeah, exactly.
It was amazing. You talk about Coach Williams at Aaron Cone. Her mother was a dynamite basketball player. Tree she was one of the best basketball players to come through here in a long time. But those rivals were so huge because half of us if you went to Marshall, half of y'all went to Jordan High School, and the other went to Columbus High School. And those kids became rivals. But now keep in mind, Marshall Middle School at that time was winning city championships year after year after year. So again, the rivals was just huge. They need to get back. I wish we could get back to it. But again, man, I love Rich. I'm telling you, I love watching just being in the stands and hearing the American Sumter people cheer for their team because they wild, man. I love it.
I do too, Coach. And by the way, when we stream games, every time we do a Sumter County game, we get another 500-600 people watching because they are always in support,
passionate.
Which is
They love
awesome, man. But I do want to talk about you getting into the broadcasting aspect of it, man. Did you know this is something you wanted to do? You've been able to call for 95.7 football games, some playoff games, say championship games. You've done some basketball games. So on top of everything you do in coaching and developing players and Girls Inc., you got the broadcast. It's like you got to hand almost everything in terms of sports, Coach.
Man, I tell you what, I had no clue. I got a phone call from Angela Verdejo, who's the general sales manager at Davis Broadcasting. She's from Phoenix City, and she actually graduated with my sister, and she had Michael Soul to give me a call. They was in desperate need because we just had Cliff Rutledge, who's one of the radio broadcasts. He just passed away. But Cliff and Carlos were the ones that used to do the radio broadcasting for Davis Broadcasting, Fox 105. And they needed somebody to do it. But I had no clue, had never done it before. And they took a chance on it. And I mean, I love it. It's fun to watch this and to go back. And I hate going back listening to myself, but then I have to do it to try to get myself and tweak myself on how to get better at it. But it's fun, man. I love it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, Coach. I've listened to you and Aunt Merritt. You guys have great chemistry on the radio, and we appreciate every time we're live streaming a game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and we see you and Michael Sapp and Amos.
I love Michael Sapp, man.
It's great seeing you guys, and you guys have a lot of fun, and you really not just calling high school football games on Friday nights. I mean, you guys have taken it to another level and calling basketball games. But, Coach, I do want to talk about Girls Inc. Because we met last year. Loretta Cobb has their all-star showcase for the middle school.
Yep.
I had the privilege of interviewing a lot of great middle school basketball
and
players.
And maybe we're probably going to try to do that again this year if we can.
Possibly,
Coach, if you can give us that information. But go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, I got to interview Xavier Davies, and now he's playing at Northside. We had Lauren Ellison at Double Churches. I mean, she was back once again, only a 7th grader. I couldn't believe she was a 6th grader last year, won a middle school championship. But just talk about like some of the events that are going on for the Loretta Cobb Middle School Showcase, and when does this start, and how can people come down to Girls Inc. and support the event?
Man, it's funny, man, because in actuality we weren't going to do it this year. We got with Jeff. This normally myself and Herman Porter, we always clash when we are doing the middle school all-star. I mean, keep in mind, Loretta Cobb Middle School All-Star Game was the first All-Star game that was done for middle schoolers. I started doing that game for Loretta because I thought, she was a forgotten hero. Nobody knew and remembered. The kids, the girls don't know who she is, but right now her record is still it's gone unbroken. and she played with a boy ball, and they only have 3 years of her records, of course, in the sport. But that's how good she was, and for our kids not to know anything about her, and for her just to disappear off the earth when it came down to basketball in our community, I took it upon myself to say, okay, I'm going to start the middle school all-star game in honor of her, just to get her name back out there. And she gives me a lot of credit for her name getting back in the eyes of the people need to be, and it's been a blessing that she's gotten inducted into all the Hall of Fames around here now. But man, just watching her play as a young kid, man. I mean, she was amazing. And Sam Mitchell, you ask Mark Upshaw, they'll tell you they were not the best player at Columbus High School. Loretta Cobb was the best player at Columbus High School. Just happened to tear both ACLs, and didn't have what these kids have now as far as trying out for playing with AAU teams and traveling all over the country. She didn't have that stuff. So again, I did that, man, and we just every year after starting it, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to add something to it. And you asked what are some of the activities like. We usually kick off with a announcement party where the kids dress up and we feed them a 4-course meal, and we announce the All-Stars. We weren't able to do that this year, so we kind of tweaking it. But we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna do a draft party. It's gonna be just like the NBA draft. We got the gym set up with tables and chairs, and that's why I called you guys, because it's unique. I mean, off the fly, I came in the gym this morning saying, okay, I know we got to have this draft party, but what am I going to do? And so we got it set up, man, that we're going to interview the kids afterwards, just like they would get interviewed after they got drafted. We got people here that's going to do that for us, some of the local broadcast people that's going to do that for us. And I think it's going to be amazing, something that the kids going to love to do, see. So we'll do that tonight. Tomorrow we'll do the skills competition with the 3-point shootout slam dunk contest. We got some young men who can dunk the ball now, so we'll have a slam dunk contest as well as the 3-point shootout and the skills competition. Friday we usually have a sneaker ball. We'll do that, but we're also going to be taking up canned goods, and we ask the kids and the families to bring in canned goods and food for the homeless. So we usually get the kids, we'll put them on the Girls Inc. buses, and we'll take them out down to one of the homeless spots. And we'll give the food, donate the food to those people that are in need for it. And it's just a humbling situation for some of the kids, because some of these kids don't know how blessed they are. And it's just every year we walk away saying, okay, now they see a difference. They made a difference in somebody. So we shout out to our parents, man. They always come through for us with giving out canned goods and bread. Last year they gave out more stuff than we asked for. So we end up taking stuff back the next day, the second day, for the people down there in the homeless communities and stuff like that. And then the last day, quite natural, on Saturdays, we do the All-Star game. So this year we're going to tie the B team. We did a B team league this year for the middle school. Some of the kids, and I talked with Jeff, and didn't just the format for the B team wasn't what I thought it should be. The kids not getting enough time. So Jeff allowed me to do the middle school B team league over here this year. So we're going to actually have the B team girls championship and the B team's boys championship before the All-Star Loretta Cobb All-Star game. So it's gonna be a little wrinkles that we throw to it every year and trying to make it better, special for the kids, and they seem to enjoy it. So I'm excited about the night, man, because we're going with this draft vibe where the coach is gonna come in, we're gonna call them up, they're gonna draft and have the music and all that playing, and we're gonna feed them. It's gonna be hopefully it'll be pretty nice tonight.
Oh, I can't wait for that, Coach. And again, where is it going to be held at, and where is the All-Star game going to be held at? If they want to come into an attendance, is there any cost towards it? Any donations they can make? How can they go about doing that if they want to support not only Girls Inc., but this Loretta Cobb All-Star Week extravaganza?
Well, the game is this year. We're going to do everything here at Girls Inc. We've been fortunate, man, to have a whole B League, and we did it here. So we're going to try to do it here at Girls Inc. And that gives people in the community a chance to not only see what we're doing with the All-Star game, but come in and see what Girls Inc. has to offer for kids. So many times people still don't know what we bring to the table, what we offer for kids, and the opportunities that we give them. That we're going to almost every high school, every middle school, picking up kids and bringing them to our site. I think we actually had one kid at y'all school, Thrift, last year. So we get kids from all over, bring them to our sites, and provide a great opportunity for them to learn and do the things that they need to do and stuff like this. So a lot of people don't know. So we're going to have it here at Girls Inc. It's going to be Saturday. The first game will start at 3 o'clock. I'm sorry, for the first B team game, but it'll be here. If you want to make donations to the Loretta Cobb All-Star game, or as well as the Girls Inc., you can do all that on the site, man. We have everything set up here where you can do. We have a 5 for 5 donation, where if you can donate $5 a month, out of your paycheck. You scan a QR code and you won't ever see it. It'll come straight out of your check and it go to Girls Inc. Everybody can't afford to donate millions and thousands of dollars, but any little bit count helps when it comes down to this. So it's a lot of things you can do, and that's why we're doing it here at Girls Inc. So people can come by, ask questions, and meet some of our great staff, and give back to an organization that's been giving back to the community.
And you're one of the guys that's been giving back to the community for over many years. I'm going to give you your flowers, Michael Woods, because you've done a great job with many people. And man, I really do appreciate everything that you do in our community. Anytime that you need us there, we're going to try to make it. Unfortunately, tonight, one of the many different hats that we wear, we're also the voice of the GIAA that Pacelli Brooks on the Calvary play in, and we have to host a weekly show, or we would definitely be there in attendance. But we were also on Saturday, we're going to be in attendance to at least cover it, promote it, and even try to get an interview with you live from Girls Inc. to promote the event, to promote the All-Star Games. Me or Rich will be in attendance for that Saturday. So, Coach, thank you so much for coming on, and we hope to talk to you real soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all.
That is Coach Michael Woods. We appreciate him coming on of Girls Inc. Loretta Cobb, he made mention. Chattahoochee Valley Sports Hall of Famer, and she is an incredible basketball player back in the day, played at Columbus High, and she's got this all-star game that Mike's been putting on for the community, for the kids. You heard it. They're having a draft party. The kids are going to love every second of that, and we can't wait to be able to see how it goes. All right, Rich, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up. It's been a lot of fun here from Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC. You're watching right now the Georgia-Alabama Sports Live Show that is presented by Glynn Smith Chevrolet and GMC. Get ready to smile. We'll be right back after this.
Are you looking for a great deal on a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC full-size truck? Check them out. Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra side by side at Glynn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. Take your choice. A brand new 2024 Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks, discounted up to $15,000 off, or 0% financing. Plus, no payments till springtime. Here at Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, get ready to smile.
Welcome back to Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Thrift, and Rich. And we're going to wrap up the show. Auburn takes on Arkansas tonight. I think Auburn's going to dominate. What a win over Alabama. Continue their trend of being the #1 team in the country. What they've done this year has been incredible. I think Broome, with that win over Alabama, if he just continues to play, average these last 4 or 5 games, I think he's got it pretty much wrapped up for the Naismith Player of the Year. So I'm excited about them. And then for the All-Star game, didn't like the format. Didn't like, and for NBA, I didn't like the format in terms of this. Too much Kevin Hart, too much nonsense going on surrounding the game. But, LeBron try to make a statement in his own. But I also think, too, with LeBron, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He probably saw the writing on the wall. Man, it's going to be a lot of talking, not a lot of playing. I'm having this nagging injury. It takes me a minute to get warmed up than it does 15 years ago at 40 years old. And that's one of the reasons. I didn't like him sitting out and not even showing up out there when people are paying a lot of money to see him in the All-Star game, see him play against all these other greats. But NBA's got to try something else, man. I think there's many other opportunities and ways they can continue to evolve. But I know the biggest question is, how do we make All-Star games important? They're never going to be important. And I don't think you should put home court advantage a part of it. And at this point, it is what it is. Just name All-Stars, don't have a game, have the skills challenge, and let that be it. Because obviously athletes don't care like they used to. They're not going to give a crap like they used to. I mean, even in the early 2000s, it's not like they played defense the whole time, but the last 4 or 5 minutes of each half, the guys started turning it up, and that's what everybody wanted to see, and then the alley-oops and everything else. How did it get to this point where it's literally just trash basketball being played, O-line defense, not even a minimum effort? They're not giving any effort right now. And for the slam dunk contest, Matt McClung, yes, saved it. But again, he's Matt McClung. What would it mean if LeBron James was in it or a superstar? That's what they need, a Matt McClung versus a big-time named superstar like a John Morant. Maybe that would entice and make it even better. But what was your thoughts on the NBA All-Star game and how Auburn's finishing out?
Well, Mac McClung has only played a total of 5 NBA games in 3 years. I understand he's a good dunker, but he's come on. let's be real. He's not an NBA player. He's in the dunk contest, making more money in the dunk contest than he has an NBA salary. I didn't really like the All-Star game. I don't like the old way where the East blows out the West 194-88. I think the NBA needs to take a page in the NHL. They just had the Four Nations tournament where the United States took on Canada in hockey. There was a fight before the national anthem, and there's just this pride for country. I think they need to make it Team USA versus the international players. I think that you got to make it mean something. You got to make people just have a sense of pride. Now, I get that the NHL is doing the Four Nations because they're bringing the NHL players back to the Winter Olympics in 2026. And I know we just had the Olympics last year in Paris. And, Team USA winning the gold medal is still fresh on everybody's mind. But make it Team USA versus the world. I mean, I think that might be intriguing. It's something different, but I didn't like them with the 4 teams playing to 40, taking a break, and then playing in the championship. And like you mentioned, it was 2 hours worth of coverage, 3 hours worth of coverage, and only like 30 minutes of basketball.
Come on, we got to get better at that. Kevin Hart's over-the-top stuff, not the biggest fan of.
Yeah.
But we got spring training coming up. We're getting to baseball season here in a little bit, and we appreciate that it's been a fun ride for basketball. So we'll see how NBA plays out. We'll go more in depth as the All-Star game comes to an end on next week, next Wednesday. Probably the week after, closer to March, we'll start talking NBA every week, talk about how the season's going to play out. Same thing with college basketball. We'll start talking about that every single week coming in March when conference tournament comes in and the NCAA tournament as well. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. We've had a lot of fun here today. We got Coach's Show, CVCC, and office hours later on tonight here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We got Inside the GIAA, me and you'll be doing on GIAA Facebook page. Tomorrow we got baseball and 2 baseball games, Pacelli and Lakeside, and then we also got Brookstone and Columbus. Friday, history's being made. Glenwood is taking on Central for the first time ever, and we may get some playoff basketball games, but like I said, probably going to be later on in the later rounds. All right, from Rich, I'm Thrift saying thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you to Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC for allowing us to be here, and we'll see you next time on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Thank you for watching the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show presented by Glynn Smith Chevrolet and GMC. You're ready to smile.